Wendy Williams. Ooh, you're coming back. And you're not only coming back, you're coming back with a vengeance, girlfriend. I am very proud of you, I must say so myself. For those of you who may not know who Wendy Williams is and you just kind of skipped on this video to see what she's all about, she was a talk show host on the Wendy Williams Show. But before that, she had a radio show called The Wendy Williams Experience. It was nationally syndicated from 1998 to 2008. That was a pretty good run. And she transitioned over to television when she got fired from radio. Now let's get into some dirt when it comes to that. Like, why did she get fired? Well, nobody knows precisely why, but there is a huge rumor out there. And if you don't know, this rumor is actually connected to Diddy. Yeah, now the rumor was that she was talking about Diddy on her radio show. And she's like, oh, did you all know that Diddy's gay? And people are like, what? And she's like, yeah. And she said she has the receipts. She said that she has a photo of him in some very questionable positions with other men, which just blew the top off of Diddy at the time, 2008. Now we are in 2025. All the allegations really came out in 2024. So can you imagine how above the ball she was? What level she was on to be able to get this information? And what stage she was hosting to be able to get this information from people? Oh yeah, and she was bringing it. But then you know what? They fired her. Even though she had the receipts, they still fired her. Now, nobody knows why, but some people feel like Diddy went and contacted Hot 97, the station that she was syndicated with, and said, you know what, get rid of her. Now, this is something I'm going to read to you guys right here. So, according to various sources, Wendy claimed that Sean Diddy Combs was gay and allegedly had a photo of him being intimate with another man. This claim reportedly angered Diddy, who used his influence in the music industry to get Wendy fired from the radio station in 1998. Wendy herself hinted at the situation in interviews over the years, suggesting that Diddy was behind her dismissal. Charlamagne the God, a radio host and Wendy's former co-host, also mentioned on a podcast that Wendy's comments about Diddy's sexuality led to her firing. But it's important to note that these are only allegations and rumors. Charlamagne the God is now with the Breakfast Club, and he's still hot. He's still doing great. Shouts out. But I will say this, Wendy, when she went on to her television show, she did awesome. And eventually she started to suffer from different situations. Now, she fainted on her show at one point. She didn't do a few shows because of allegations of substance use. And then finally, she got to the point where they ended her show. And when they ended her show, she was at the worst of the worst. Now, Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. So, dementia, you know what dementia is, right? And it's supposed to only get worse as time goes on. But Wendy has been doing good. She has been clapping back. A financial institution that was handling Wendy's money gave her a conservatorship. They were like, listen, there are a lot of suspicious withdrawals going on in your account, and you don't seem to be making these withdrawals. So we're going to close down your account, and we're going to give you a conservatorship. Now, a conservatorship is someone who keeps a close eye over a person that has like an inheritance or a lot of money, and they monitor them to make sure that the money is going into all the right places. Wendy, at the moment, I'm sure she understood. She was doing a lot of the elbow tipping, and she was like not in the best of places. But now she's making a comeback. She's like the comeback kid. She's looking good, and she's speaking out against the conservatorship. She's tired of it. She's like, listen, this is not for me. This is like for raging young teenagers that don't know what to do with their inheritance. I'm just paraphrasing. But she's like, standing, and she's doing an interview at the window of her place where she's living. One room, one bed, one television, and also a bathroom. And apparently they took everything else away from her because they said she was incapable of living any other way. Now, if she was doing a lot of drinking, don't you think that she could hire a maid? Don't you think that she could hire someone to clean up after her? Even her cat. Let her have her cat and just get someone to go in and clean up every day. Was she being difficult towards these people? We don't know. None of us can really know for sure unless we are involved in the everyday happenings. But apparently, she is now doing much better, and I think that's what is most important. Wendy is speaking better. Cognitively speaking, she sounds like the old Wendy. Now, she obviously may have a few emotional setbacks because she's going through an emotional time. Could you imagine coming out of the darkness, almost at your wit's end, never knowing what tomorrow's going to hold? Your whole career is gone. People are talking. All your fans are worried. And you're at a point where you're like, something's not right. And then you start getting yourself together, especially with the frontal temporal dementia. This is something where people, like I said, usually get worse, and there is no backing up. It's like saying dementia goes away when it doesn't. You can mitigate it by certain lifestyle habits, by eating more grapes. Purple grapes. Did you know that purple grapes can help mitigate it? Also, by just making sure that your hearing is good. Some people that have bad hearing, it aids to their dementia. That's a study that I read. Now, of course, we don't know how true that is for every dementia patient, but it's something that you can keep in mind if you are entering that stage, or if you know somebody else that's entering that stage. It is not an enjoyable life when you are losing your memory and people are trying to dip into your money and you have a conservatorship and you're in the dark. You don't know what's happening around you and you don't feel comfortable speaking to anyone. Well, Wendy reached out to Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club and she did a tell-all comeback. She told the truth on everything. And she's like, look, this is not a good thing. This is a conservatorship and they are locking her up and she feels like she is in prison and she needs change. So I really pray that she does have change. I really pray that Wendy does get to a space of letting go of the substances, knowing that, there's certain lifestyle changes that she needs to make. No more smoking cigarettes, no more drinking alcohol, no more any substances at all. Just do exercise, eat well, stay away from GMOs, and she can mitigate any type of dis-ease that she has in her body just by making her lifestyle better. The human body is a machine, and it is quite fascinating. So this is what Wendy needs to do, and we really pray for you, Wendy, that you do get it done. Thank you so much for listening. I will keep you guys updated on this whole entire situation with Wendy Williams, and keep her in your prayers. Have yourself an amazing day. Sister Cerise here. Thank you so much for watching. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blessings. After you subscribe, go ahead and hit that like button. And do me a favor, please be good to yourself out there. Be good to you. You deserve it. Have yourself a wonderful day. Bye.